What up, y'all? It's your boy Fro, and today I'm going to be talking about the 2007 film Death Proof, directed by Quentin Tarantino. So ain't nothing to it but to do it. For starters, I have reviewed Planet Terror. Check it out on my channel when you get a chance. Now, when it comes to Tarantino, I am a big fan. I would put him somewhere in my personal top 10 favorite filmmakers. But when it comes to Death Proof, it is my personal least favorite out of Tarantino's filmography. And I know a lot of other movie nerds share that same sentiment, but I'm in the same boat. Now, having said that, despite not liking a majority of Death Proof, there are two main things that I really enjoy, and that's Kurt Russell's performance as Stuntman Mike and the overall soundtrack choices. Kurt Russell was having a blast playing a icky and creepy villain. Now, my gripe with Death Proof, for the most part, are the female characters that we're following. Now, I think the actresses do a good job. Tracy Toms, we have Rosario Dawson, Mary Elizabeth Winstead in the earlier role. We have Zoe Bell, who is my favorite out of the supporting cast. But the way Tarantino wrote these characters gives me either a facepalm or makes me cringe in very big ways with every single watch. And I know I sound like a big snob, but it just doesn't work for me. The magic isn't there when it comes to the dialogue like Tarantino usually has. This is one of the things that he excels at, in my opinion. But Death Proof, I just feel like he was missing the notes. If it's not Kurt Russell, who I think handles the dialogue way better. And like I said, Zoe Bell might be my favorite out of the girl group because I liked her being a stunt woman, which I'm aware that she is in real life. But I liked how this carried on into the role. I liked her getting on the hood of the car and doing this dangerous stunt and her wigging out. And you can tell she's having a blast. But I wasn't a big fan of Rosario's character, Tracy's, or Jungle Julia. I didn't really care for in the first half of the film before we follow the other set of group of girls. Mary's character is kind of take it or leave it. To me, she's really ditzy or kind of there and didn't really have too much to do from what I'm remembering. And I really want to root for these girls because Stuntman Mike is such a creep. He passes by one of them when their foot is sticking out of the window and he touches the foot and licks it. It's very icky and it makes me want the character to be killed. But by the end of the film, I wanted everybody to die. I have to say, I do like Stuntman Mike's death scene when the girls eventually catch up to him, make him flip his car, and then they start beating the shit out of him. And I think Rosario's the one that kicks his face in and smashes his face to a pulp. So I do like the death scene despite me not liking the characters that we're following as much. My bad if I'm sounding all over the place. I'm doing everything from memory. But I've tried watching Death Proof numerous times ever since I was younger. And I gotta say, it doesn't fully land for me. I really enjoy, again, Kurt Russell's performance. I do love the soundtrack decisions, specifically Down in Mexico, which is one of my favorite songs. Another thing I can appreciate about Death Proof is the overall grindhouse feel and the 70s, grainy, but yet slick at the same time style that I do like. I do like the look and the vintage feel of the film. But out of the two films in the grindhouse selection, I'm going to have to give it to Planet Terror, directed by Robert Rodriguez, who's another one of my favorite directors. I just have a lot more fun with the zombie theme and the blood and gore and the practical effects, which are used very well in Death Proof as well, like the car that Stuntman Mike is driving around and one or two kills that he does get to carry out, especially with Rose McGowan's character, where he has her trapped in the passenger seat, and he tells her, "This is 100% death proof, but honey, you really gotta be sitting in my seat." And he slams the brakes and her face smashes the glass in the passenger's side. So that part I do enjoy. I do think it's a rather brutal death. Wrapping it up, we have a fantastic Kurt Russell performance in a very menacing role, a very dope soundtrack, and very stylish direction as far as the overall look. But I don't love the way Tarantino writes his dialogue in this film, especially with the girl group that we're focusing on for the most part of the film, and I don't love the direction that he's giving them. But that's my thoughts. I'm going to give Death Proof a 6 out of 10. Here's some trivia. Sylvester Stallone was actually strongly considered to play the lead role of Stuntman Mike, and I even think Tarantino wrote him in mind while he was writing the character. Another random choice that Tarantino had in the back of his mind before he landed with Kurt Russell was Cal Penn, Kumar from Harold and Kumar. Him playing Stuntman Mike, I don't know, it would have been bizarre. I would have liked to see that in another universe, but I would have really liked to see Stallone as Stuntman Mike. I think it would have been a really interesting choice for his filmography. We don't really see him as the creepy or menacing guy often, off the top of my head, so I think it would have been a really cool choice. But I am happy that we landed with Kurt Russell as Stuntman Mike. And that's it, y'all. It's your boy Fro. What do you think about Death Proof? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's underrated? Do you think it gets what it deserves? Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. And I do know that Tarantino, this is his least favorite film as well, and he's the director. But that's it. I'm on to the next review. Thank you for watching, and stay subscribed for new reviews. Thank you.